In the last segment, I introduced equalities, where one number with a unit equals another number and a unit. And from that, we got two ratios that are reciprocals of each other that are numerically equal to 1, and we call those conversion factors. So you were supposed to do these last two on page 10, and you should have gotten 1 gallon over 4 quarts or 4 quarts over 1 gallon. These are reciprocals. 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon, and here are our two conversion factors, and note they are reciprocals. Remember, if you don't have the units, 3 over 1 is not the same as 1 over 3. So you need both the number and the units. All right, so we're going to move ahead and say, okay, this is all great and well and good and all, but the English system is not the system we want to use. We want to use SI metric. And I said it was easier, and it is, but just like our orchestra players, you need to practice to be good at it, right? So you have to practice. All right, now we talked about powers of 10, and there are certain powers of 10 in SI metric that keep showing up over and over and over again. Okay, this is why we started with powers of 10. Over time, the same powers keep showing up, kind of like a $1 bill, a $10 bill, a $100 bill, and actually even a dime. So we need to look at what these recurring powers of 10 are, and we're going to refer to them as SI metric prefixes. Now, there are a bunch of them. Depending on your course, there's a variety that you'll need to commit to memory, so you're going to want to check with the specific instructions. If you're in Chem 110, I'm going to have a short list. If you're in a different class, the list will be longer. Nonetheless, you must commit the prefixes to memory. You have to know what they are, and you must know how to use them. Okay? So again, it's like our calculator. It's one thing to recognize this as a calculator. It's another thing to know how to actually use it. Okay, so milli, little m, not to be confused with meter, okay, means 1/1000th. So 1 milli whatever equals 1/1000th of a whatever your unit is. Okay, now typically powers of 10 that are in the denominator just confuse students. And so what I like to do is I like to multiply both sides by 1,000 over 1. 1 over 1, 1,000 over 1,000, and what we end up with is 1,000 milli whatever your units equals 1 of that unit. Okay, so you can substitute in any unit that you want. 1,000 milligrams equals 1 gram. 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. 1,000 millistars equals 1 star. 1,000 milli smiley faces equals 1 smiley face. It doesn't matter what your unit is. It's the M that tells you you need 1,000 of them to equal 1 whole. Okay? Centi, given the symbol little c, is equal to 1/100th. 10e minus 2 is 1 over 10 times 10. So 1 centi whatever equals 1/100th of a whatever. Whatever your unit is. That's why we like the SI metric prefixes. We can use whatever unit we want. Okay? Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to multiply both sides by 100 over 1. Okay, so 1 over 1, 100 over 100. And so what we get is 100 centi whatever our unit equals 1 of that whole unit. So I can pick whatever unit I want. I can say 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. 100 centigrams equals 1 gram. 100 centi smiley faces equals 1 smiley face, and so forth. Whatever unit I want. Okay? All right, kilo, little k, not to be confused with big K, which is Kelvin. Kilo is 1,000 of something. 10e3, 1,000. So a kilo of something is 1,000 of that something. 1 kilo something equals 1,000 of that something. So we don't need to do any math with this at all. We just have to pick a unit. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. 1 kilo star equals 1,000 stars. The unit doesn't have to make sense, and actually as we move along in chemistry we'll get units that don't make sense, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, it's just a symbol. Micro gets a Greek mu, it's like a U with a tail, and that is 1/1,000,000th. 6 zeros. 6 goes in the denominators. Okay, so 1 micro whatever equals 1/1,000,000th of a whatever. Okay, so now I have this 1/1,000,000th, and I'm writing it this way because I don't have a whole lot of space. So now I want to get that power of 10 out of the denominator, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 1,000,000. Okay, this cancels out as 1, and I end up with 1,000,000 micro whatevers equals 1 whatever. So put in whatever unit you want. 1,000,000 micrograms equals 1 gram. 1,000,000 micrometer equals 1 meter. 1,000,000 microliter equals 1 liter, and so forth. So all of these, okay, you can just come up with all kinds of equalities, equality, equality. All of these are equalities, which means that all of these I can generate my conversion factors like I did here. And that was why I said you cannot memorize them all. If you do, you'll go crazy. Okay, so every place you have an equality here, generate 2 conversion factors, and you will get very, very good at it. Okay, one more on the list. Deci, this is a typo, sorry. Deci little d is 1/10, like a decimal. 1 deci whatever equals 1/10 of a whatever. Multiply both sides by 10. 1 over 1, 10 over 10. So 10 deci whatevers equals 1 whatever. Put in whatever unit you want. Okay? So 10 decigrams equals 1 gram. 10 decirem equals 1 rem. 10 decibytes equals 1 byte. Okay? And again, all of these equalities will give us 2 possible conversion factors. Okay, so I'm going to set this up for you, and then we're going to stop the video, and then you're going to practice. Centimeters to meters, kiloliter to liter, gram to decigram. Fill out the equality and then come up with your 2 conversion factors. Okay? And then try this with the others on page 11 and 12. Pause your video, and then we'll come back and see how you did on this.